Hello, I'm Valerie McLennan. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. I hope you're well. This is my spiritual channel. It is Valerie Mac, Scottish, spiritual, and very funny. Allegedly. If you've been following me a while, thank you very much, and good to see many are following me into 2026. Ideally, online. Thank you. If you're a new listener, may I ask you please to revert back and listen to previous podcasts? I think my latest one was something regarding a donkey and coffee. Though now, those are two different stories. The donkey and the coffee, two different headings. So if you could kindly, if you don't have any idea what I'm talking about, could you kindly revert back after you listen to this one? Look for the one with the heading of something to do with a donkey and coffee. I know, it's funnier than it sounds. And I think you will enjoy it. I do. And if you could please tell your friends, your colleagues, strangers, anyone in your work, direct them to my website. Thank you. It takes a second out of your life. 1 second. Just to say, have you checked this website? Have you checked YouTube? Etc. That's all you have to do. I know. Now, I don't have a joke this evening. Oh, I know. If you go back and you listen to one about the donkey and the coffee, they were quite amusing. Now, I know I've been getting into this way of giving you jokes, and no doubt I shall revert back whenever, the next Monday, and I'll have more jokes. But this evening, don't know, my voice went off high then, didn't it? I know. Will I cough? Anyway, I was just wanting to refer, I've discussed this previously, but as I'm on planet Earth, there are times, I shall say this more than once. Now, this is one of those occasions when I may have said this more than once, but it happens to me more than once. So if it happens to me more than once, I'm assuming it happens to you more than once. I know, can't stop. And I just thought, Friday evening, it's approximately 7:30pm if you're interested. Yes, I'm based in Scotland. Are you Scottish? Yes, I am. Indeed, I am. Now, I just thought this happens. Surely it's happening to more people than me. I know it is. But, there's times, although I'm saying I don't have a joke, there are times, nowadays, I don't want to sound sarcastic. I'm trying so hard not to sound sarcastic. There are some days and some weeks in planet Earth, in current times, I'm sliding between being serious and being a tad tongue-in-cheek. Don't know where I am at the minute, and neither do I. Regarding the crossover between reality and life, sometimes I get a tad confused. I think, am I supposed to laugh at this point? I know. Where are you building your part? You'll have to listen. Thank you. That's something else I'm noticing. I've extended my podcast. When I started this initially about 3 years ago, I thought I'd better keep it to 15 minutes. Someone had told me initially that the concentration of most people now, generalising, it's about 6 minutes. You don't look at anything on social media because it's so fast that people just want to listen to something. A couple of minutes, move on. I thought, well, excuse me, if you think that I am making the effort of having a channel and I am just going to speak about 2 seconds, 2 minutes to give you the information, no, indeed, I won't. And I said, no, I will not. If they're interested, we will all have to work on our listening skills, our concentration, So I'm not only here to help you with your wisdom. No, I'm not only here to give you jokes and entertain. I'm helping you, from the years to come. You will remember and you will say, thank goodness for Valerie and her, she has helped me with my concentration. I now have more of a memory. You don't want to be living in a world where everything is so fast that you can only concentrate, like social media. You flip past this, no, it's not doing your mind any good. Anyway, so in my wisdom, it wasn't actually intentional. It was just sometimes because I've added the jokes in. I think that's what it was. I noticed I'm kind of moving up from about 15 minutes and now I'm nearly at the 20 minutes, as I said, because I've added the jokes. I know. So I think it was the other day I was up about 23. Now, if you manage to listen all the way to 23, I'm impressed because most people now are listening, anything on YouTube, not YouTube, I beg your pardon, anything on social media. It seems to be just very, very quick. They just want, fill us out, headlines. Excuse me. What do you think I am? I'm building my part. Do you think I'm just a robot here just to entertain, give you like 2 seconds, 2 minutes of headlines? Indeed, I won't. If you want to learn, if you want to listen, excuse me, if you want a channel where everything's like 2 seconds of entertainment, just go. That is not me. I know, I'm building my part. I know where I'm going. I know I'm taking the scenic route. Again, I am consciously helping you improve your concentration. Look at what I'm doing. I'm giving you wisdom. Everything. I am. And I'm being serious and tongue-in-cheek at the same time. I'm doing a little dance. I know. That's the only thing I do. That's the only thing I miss on here. I know. Wisdom, entertaining you, stories, make you laugh. I know. A little dance. Anyway. Now, I was working up to this robot. Oh, here she goes, AI. I wondered, it's been a while since you mentioned this. It is, well, you've obviously been following me a while. I know, 3 years. AI, ochai, huchai, robots, cues, patience, the whole thing. Now, there are some times in life I can only ever speak from my own opinion because I am only me. I know. I'm full of wise one-liners, more to follow. I could never really understand this kind of AI robotic. I don't mean not understand as if I'm not intelligent enough. I don't mean that way. I just couldn't understand why, as a when we're human beings on Earth, and the reasons that I believe that we are here, all of the AI and the robotics things, even down to door cams and security, all work against what my personal beliefs regarding spiritual laws and spiritual wisdom. What do you mean? Do elaborate. I shall. You ask, I shall deliver. Same as the Creator. Ask and you shall receive. I'm the same. There you go. Now, my point being, obviously anything tech, I'll listen to her tech, I know, just came all trendy there for a minute. Anything tech related or technology, robots, AI, in small amounts are beneficial. I concur. There's certain areas in life where a little bit of technology, wherever it is, helps wherever it is you're doing in the workplace. Yes, I'm not on the moon. I know, I'm aware of that. It's when it's becoming all-encompassing and when it's taking over from human beings. Now, when I mentioned this 3 years ago, I had no doubt. I said it on here. I did. I remember because I was here. And I said many of you be laughing, at the saying, because I was saying it'll be taking over. No, you're not laughing now. And that reminds me, I've said this one before as well, the man that wanted to be a comedian, didn't he? And nobody would give him any encouragement. And then when he did become a comedian, he was doing his thing, he went, see, there you go then, you're not laughing now, are you? See, that was in my mind. I wish I'd kept it there. No, I did not. You don't wish I kept it there. I'm sharing it with you. This is the point. On planet Earth, we're human beings, and, in my opinion, we're supposed to be growing spiritually and personal development. What's that going to do with a door cam? I'm going to tell you in a moment. Have you noticed the amount of fear that people have now in their mind? Fear is palpable. I'm not talking about everyone, I'm generalising. An awful lot of people now are living in fear and suspicion of everyone. What's this? And especially, I find, since a lot of the cameras and a lot of the security and a lot of that aspects come on board, people are, they don't really trust anyone. If anybody happens to breeze past, what's that? What you want? Oh, here, we told you. What's this? Now, I don't want my mind full of fear. I do not want to live in fear. We're not supposed to be living in fear. And even as I said previously, when you're walking around the shops, when you're walking around the streets, wherever you're going, you're on camera. Wherever it is, whether it's in the industrial areas, whether it's in the homes, whether it's in the supermarkets, wherever you are, you're continually being monitored. Monitored. Are you telling me that's for no reason at all? No. Well, it's the same when you go into the shops, facial recognition. The same if you buy a new phone. Well, even if you've got an old phone, whatever phone you have. But if you buy a new phone, you tend to be more aware of it when you're setting it up. All the aspects that it's trying to get you to, facial recognition. Oh, we're here to help you. We're here to make your life so simple. Now, I said this 3 years ago. We were going that route where people, you don't need to carry your wallet and your purse. Don't be silly. Use this. Just use the card. Just use this. Why are you bothering with that? Why don't you just get a little chip in your hand, the same as a dog, and you've just to lift your hand up? Who wants to carry a blooming card? You don't need a card. You hold your hand up to the now. People did laugh at the time. You're not laughing now. We're practically there. we're going along the robotic route. How many times do you try and phone up anywhere? Anywhere. I get a human being. I phoned somewhere the other day. I was borderline hysterical. I was. I dialed the number, and it was an office, like a business call. And it was something, I can't remember the exact number, I might over-egg my pudding slightly, but it was only even slightly, which is frightening. Dial this number, and it says something like, your call is so important to us. Your call is so important to us that we've got no human beings in here. We've got an automated system. You need hang on. It didn't say that, but that's what it meant. Hello, thank you for calling. Your call is so important to us. Your number, it was something like your number 45 in the queue. I thought, 45? So out of sheer curiosity, I thought, I will hold briefly. And you never know, maybe it'll go all of a sudden, oh, you're number 2. Like that? No. So out of sheer and utter curiosity, and because I had a little bit of time that day, I listened and I held on. It was a business call. I was trying to get through to someone. Anyway, I'm listening. It was something like your number 45. I held on. Ting-a-ding-a-ding. Now, as I said previously, if they would at least play a tune that I like, something calming, something nice, a little toe tapper, something that just my head gets mangled. I don't like. Do you think I sound like the kind of person that would like heavy rock? Do you? Or something really intense? Just my character. Nothing against that type of music. It's just not me. I want calm. I want peace in my mind. I do. So when I'm busy, if I'm busy and I'm making a call and I'm number 45 in the queue, the last thing I'm needing is something music, that's not gelling with my nature. I know. How do you think I feel? Anyway, do you know I sat there for a while? A while, as in 5 minutes. After a while when you're holding it, about 5 minutes. This thing. You're number 44 in the queue. I thought, 44. I'd moved like one space. Now, I thought, I'm going to be about 146 by the time they answer. And I won't know. So I think I mentioned this in a previous podcast last year. But I've noticed many, not everyone, but what I have noticed in some businesses, when you ring them, and I actually found out this by accident one day. It was a few years ago, and I was on to something. I think it was like a big, I won't say who it was, but it was a big company anyway. I was holding, and the person put me on hold. But they'd spoken to me at that time. I'd actually got a human being, and I had a kind of half a conversation. Of course, it wasn't the right department. You wouldn't have thought it would be. So the person, this is when I accidentally found out, So the person said to me, after waiting about 3 days, I know, you're not in the right department. I'll go and find out, who is. And I said, so silly. And the person went away. And I thought they'd gone away because they said, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'll be very quickly, very, very quick, about a couple of minutes. And I thought they were away. And I started talking to myself, like I do. For goodness sake, you think I had nothing else to do in my life? Blah, blah. And I'm talking a wee little this to myself. The person came back on. Won't be a moment, just to let you know I'm still here. I thought they can hear me. I don't care. So that was the day I realised, after they've spoken to you and they put you on hold to go and do something, they can, not everyone, some of those companies can still hear you, so you can use your sarcasm if you like. You're assuming they're away. Goodness sake, honestly, you'd need to have the whole day. I would need to take a day off work. I've tried that one since. Yes, I have. Recently, I did. I would need to take the whole day off work to make a phone call in this, and I know they're listening. I know, well, not their fault, not my fault. Anyway, I don't understand why people think this is an improvement. Do you realise if we had all worked against this and refused to go along this route, we wouldn't be where we are today? I'm just throwing you that question. If people didn't just buy into, oh yes, it'll free up all my time. If I go this route, like the little woman in your house with that little machine, all that stuff, everything's so quick. Give me the answer. You're not recalling anything. Again, your memory will suffer in the years ahead. You won't remember anything because you're not put anything in. You didn't need to. You're buying into the speed of life. All the quickness. I don't want to recall anything. A lot of the younger ones now, they've got the AI. AI can even write your essays. AI can do this. AI, that could do everything. Can do essays. I worry about the memory and the recall in years to come, where people might be struggling a little bit because they've not had to recall anything. They've not had to absorb anything into their mind. Well, they'll say, "We'll recall it." Oh, there's nothing in it. So the more we go down this route, the more that we accept AI and the robots as normal, the more that we accept fear and that we start to be suspicious of everyone. With everyone, we're on camera. Every single place you go, you're being recorded and you're being noted. And so many people are now suspicious of everyone. You know what I mean? And there's no privacy anywhere because we're all on record. So every move you make, people, if they wanted, can, have you in their eye shot. Maybe that's not the right word. Do you know? So there's no privacy. There's nothing anywhere. And I don't understand why people are buying into this world and the AI, and there's no human beings anywhere. They've got rid of a lot of people. Look at thousands and thousands of people have lost their job. And you phone a company is mainly automated. Of course, there are human beings now and again. But look at the carry on you have to try and get to someone when you need an answer. A lot of the companies I'm dialing are, if I need something for a business thing, you find that they try their best to get you in the automated, even if it's payments or queries or whatever, they'll rhyme them all off and they'll try everything to get you to a robot or an AI. And eventually, if they run out of ideas and they think, oh, for goodness sake, this person needs a human being. Oh, hold on, you're number 45. And they're hoping that you'll say 45. And, you'll hang up. Indeed, I won't. I will sit there till I get that person. Do you know what I mean? But this is what worries me. So many people that have bought into this, so many people think, now, as I said 3 years ago when I was doing this kind of, I was delivering the same kind of spiel. What are you going to do with all this time that you're thinking you're getting? I'm not being sarcastic, it's a question. You're sold the little woman in the house that's answering all your questions. You're sold all of the stuff about AI is to speed up life. Now, as I said at the beginning, an awful lot of people I know admit, even in the business world or in my own world, wherever they are, that they're struggling with their concentration and their memory. Don't have to recall anything. What are you going to do with all the time that you're thinking you're going to have? This is why you're being sold this. The fast lane. You don't need to go and a book. You don't need to go and look up anything. Just ask that little machine or do this with the AI and the robots. It's to give you time for yourself. You don't be silly. You go here. I would just out of curiosity like to know what you're going to do with all this time that you're thinking you're going to have. I don't know either. I just wish that the human beings, a lot, even some, would refuse to go this route and remember why we're on Earth, why we're here. It's supposed to be about human beings' personal development, and we're supposed to be growing as people. We're supposed to be, you've only got two choices in life. You either trust or you fear. See where I'm going? You're supposed to be working on your trust in life. You're supposed to be putting your trust that the universe, to put the trendy way, has your back, and that you're being guided, and that you're listening to your own inner world, and you're listening to your gut, and that you're being guided through your life, and that you're looking through eyes of trust and not fear. If that's the case, why is everyone buying into all of this suspicion? Everybody's suspicious of everyone. Nobody, ears tuned out all the time. Ears, music, everyone's distracted. Nobody wants to speak. Nobody wants this. Everyone's tuned out. You're not listening. Now, if you're walking through the streets and you're continually listening to music, whatever it is you're listening to, again, you're not growing in your own personal development. You're blocking the world out. Nobody wants to speak to you. I just want, what's so exciting? And, if you're listening to music all the way around, why can't you just give yourself a chance, even a couple of hours, even if you're on a walk? Why do you have to be distracted on a walk? Why can't you even make a walk? The whole purpose of a walk is to be in your, just be with yourself and whatever it is, just walk along and give your mind a chance. Listen to your instinct, listen to your gut. If you're always distracted, you're going to walk, you're 100 miles an hour, your brain, what to do now, drowning yourself out with music. You don't want to be distracted by speaking to another human being, heaven forbid. That's, to me, that's going against every aspect that we're supposed to be doing on spiritual development. We need to slow down. We need to remember why we're here. We need to get off that fast track of AI, robots, etc. As I said, it's got its purpose in life at a small scale. It's beneficial to many aspects of the business world, many aspects. not when it's overtaking human beings, your own potential, your own power within, and everything is a distraction in life. You be honest with yourself and just think, over the last even couple of years, have you found that your memory now, that you are, if you're looking at anything on the TV or if you're listening to anything on social media, are you just flicking through? Is your concentration declined that way that you just don't want? If something's going on a couple of minutes, I can't be bothered listening to it, can't be bothered. Are you still there? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Be honest with yourself and think, can you see a difference in your concentration media since you've maybe been on social media or even reading? Because people don't tend to read books now, because you would focus your mind reading a book. Most people now, if the reader do, some people do the audiobooks. Some people, if they're doing it, it'll be on a screen. It wouldn't be on a book. No, it'll be on a screen where, again, that, it can affect your concentration. But you're staring into the sun. Call me old-fashioned. Call me old-fashioned. I think I'll go and read this book and make my eyes blind in the process. I know it sounds old-fashioned, but old-fashioned is not always wrong. The fast lane is not always... Where is it you're rushing to? We're supposed to slow down. We're supposed to be aware of our surroundings. We're supposed to be aware of what's going on. We're supposed to trust people unless they prove us wrong. There's always people in life that let you down, etc. That's all part of life. It's how you handle it. It's how you react that will get you out of it or won't get you out of it. You've got to be responsible for your reaction in life. If you live in fear of everything, you're suspicious of everyone, you have got to be in total control. You've got to be recording everything from life, not only recording yourself, but recording everyone around you, because you're suspicious. You just have to know everything. You just want to know everything. You've got to be there. Do you ever think of just slowing down and moving away from that world and, stop having to know everything that's going on, stop having to watch everything that's going on, stop being fearful of everything, and let other people do the same kind of thing? Call me old-fashioned. But I certainly don't appreciate that kind of lifestyle, and it goes against my grain. It goes against everything I believe in, because people are getting caught up in fear and suspicion, irritation. They don't even know. It's when I speak to people and regarding spiritual, this path, and when I start to break it down, it's only then they realise, because they're not taking time. Number one, they're not taking time to consider what's happening in their life or in their mind. They're so caught up in this world that we're living in now. But then they realise, inwardly, somebody said that to me, inwardly they are feeling borderline hysterical all of the time, because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, the purpose of being here. And then you hear people saying, what's my purpose in life? Well, it's certainly not what you're doing at the minute if you're caught up in all that world of everything, because you're distracted from your own mind. You're distracted why you're here. And, and it's just making you full of fear. Well, you sit over there with your fear. I don't want to be absorbed in your fear. I want to trust until people will let you down in life. That's just part of the course. It's how you respond. As I keep saying, let other people reap what they sow. But if you're going through your life, you're always wanting to know what's going on. Everything, cameras galore, city, A lot of people have got a place around them now. They're like it's like a high, it's like a high thing. What's the word? A high security prison, isn't it? They've got bells and whistles that's attached to their watch, that's attached to their thing, and it's attached to this. They've got to know what this one's doing, got to know what that one's doing. Everybody's on camera. I honestly don't know why you're in that world. I don't know why. And until one or two people start getting off that path, go back to the way it's supposed to be, you will be feeling burnt out. You will be feeling anxious. You won't even know why. You'll always be anxious. You'll always be on edge. Why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be? Because one of your eyes is continually staring at something, looking for something to go wrong, looking to see do you know what I mean? Thank you very much. Now, I'm being serious. It's tongue in cheek. I can see the decline, personally speaking, even since I started this 3 years ago. I was saying this then, at that time. You look at the speed of knots that we're flying in that direction where human beings are being overtaken. Listen, I'll leave you with this thought. We have reached the level, if you're doubting what I'm saying, you wouldn't doubt what I... We've even reached the level, and I've mentioned this previously, where we, as human beings, have to go onto the internet when we're doing anything and prove that we are not a robot. there. This is where we've reached. I know. We have to do those little quiz things to prove that we're not a robot. Are you telling me somewhere's not laughing at us? The robots have this whole thing has taken over human beings to the level that human beings will go on the internet and have to prove with one of those stupid little things. I hate those little things, like a blooming zebra crossing, or it's got a blooming traffic light, and you have to do it, and they make it so simple that you couldn't fail if you tried, but you do fail it, because you start to doubt yourself, and you're looking at it and thinking, is that a shoe? What is that? Is that a shoe? Is that? Do you know what I mean? So they're making us look absolutely ridiculous in life. This is a thought I'm leaving you with. We, as human beings, have to prove that we are not a robot. Not vice versa vous. No, because the power has gone so far that way that now human beings have to prove we're not a robot. The robot doesn't have to prove to us that it's not whatever I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? That should be the other way around. It's the robots that should be telling the human beings, trying to prove to the human beings, whatever. No. The human beings have been reduced so greatly that we have to prove that we are not a robot. I know. My work here is done. Think about it. Thank you. Right, I shall see you on Monday. Please relax. Try and go a walk without being tuned out. I'm trying to help your health and your mind. I know. If you're always distracted, you will always be distracted. Thank you. What did you say? I wasn't listening. I was distracted there for a minute. Well, my point, that's what I was saying. Look after each other. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye for now.